I'm Tracy, and this is
Mackenzie.
And how old are you, Mackenzie?
10.
And today we're going to be learning how to bake a cake. So Kenzie decided to pick a yellow cake. Why did you pick a yellow cake?
Because my mom makes yellow cakes and they're yummy.
Good thinking. And instead of making a cake with cake pans, Kenzie decided to make
Cupcakes.
Why did you choose cupcakes?
Well, I did eeny, meeny, miny, moe, and because they're both kind of the same, and I ended up picking cupcakes.
Well, do you like cupcakes more than cake?
Sure.
Okay. Alrighty. So in order to make a cake, we have to follow a recipe. So Kenzie is going to read the recipe and we're going to follow the directions based on what it says. So will you read the first sentence of the recipe?
Set your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
Perfect. So should we set the oven? Alright, so you said it's supposed to be set to 350, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so what we're going to do is you're going to click start and on.
Okay.
And then push bake.
This one?
Mm-hmm. And it's already set at 350. It just automatically goes to 350 because that's kind of a common baking temperature. So now push start again. Alright, go ahead and read the second line of the recipe.
Prepare a pan to keep cake from sticking by lightly coating the bottom of the pan with no-stick cooking spray or using shortening and a flour dusting.
Okay, so since you decided not to do cake pans, we did cupcakes. So here's our cupcake pans. And instead of coating them with spray, we have these little liners that kind of accomplish the same task. We don't need to spray these because we just peel them off. Have you ever peeled off the lining of a cupcake before?
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't need to spray them. Okay, so now that we have the correct dishes and we have the oven set, what we're going to do next is get out the particular ingredients we need to make the cupcakes. So what ingredients do we need, Kenzie?
1 cup water, 1/3 cup oil, and 3 eggs.
Okay, so should we get those out? Do you know where those are in here?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, let's find them. The oil's in here.
Okay.
You want to grab it?
Sure.
Great. You can just set it right here. Alright, let's get the eggs out next.
Okay.
Good work. And we're also going to need some water. So along with these ingredients, we're going to need measuring utensils. So should we get those out too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the measuring cups are in here. Where it looks like we need 1 cup water. So the best thing to measure liquid in are these kind of,
Measuring cups.
yep, because you can pour them easily. So we'll use that for the water and the oil. And we need 3 eggs. So it looks like this is the only one that we're going to need.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to pause it again. Alright, so the next thing we're going to need to do is actually start following the recipe. So can you read the next part of the recipe on the box there, Kenzie?
Blend cake mix, water, oil, and eggs in a large bowl until moistened.
Go ahead, keep going.
Beat with a mixture on medium speed for 2 minutes.
Perfect. So we're going to need to have a mixer then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so the mixer is in here. Here's that. Here's that. Will you plug it in? Because since it's an electric mixer, we need to plug it in.
I just unplug something else.
Okay, so now we're going to actually mix the cake up in a bowl. And so I have 3 different bowls, and I'm going to have Mackenzie pick which one's best. So first we have this glass bowl. Next we have this other glass bowl. It's a little bit smaller. And then last we have this plastic bowl with a handle and a little spout. So which one do you think would be best to mix the cake up and then pour into the cupcake cups?
I think it would be this blue one.
All right, so next we're just gonna mix everything up in this bowl. So first it says to put the cake mix in the bowl. So let's open that up and get it right in. If you need some help, let me know.
Yeah.
Do you want me to open it?
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Here, I'm gonna help you with. All right, want to pour that in the bowl?
Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. So what's the next one on the list?
Mix it with the water, oil, and eggs.
Okay, so should we do the water next?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we need 1 cup. Can you show me where the 1 cup line is on here?
Okay.
Perfect. So let's get some water.
And stop.
Perfect. Let's go put it in the water. Great. Good work.
Thank you.
Okay, now we need 1/3 cup oil. So can you show me where the 1/3 line is on there?
Right there.
Perfect. So, you want me to pour this one?
Yeah.
All right. How about we set it on the counter? That might be a little bit
Good
easier.
idea.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Great.
Should I dump it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Good work.
Thank you.
Okay, what's next?
3 eggs. So.
All right. Can you crack eggs?
Yeah.
All right, let's see your skills. Nice technique. Oops, that's okay. That's fine. I'll get you in that.
Okay.
All right, here you go.
Sorry.
Okay, so this part of the recipe says blend cake mix with a mixer on medium speed. So here is our mixer. And I need you to put in the little thingies.
Okay. Things. You just push them in front.
Yep,
Okay. This one.
good work. There we go. Alrighty, so this is on a scale from 0 to 5. So medium speed would be about a 3, I would say.
Okay.
So let's stick it on in there. And it says we need to mix it for 2 minutes. So let's set the timer here for 2 minutes. So let's press timer. And then 2, 0, 0. And then press timer again. Great, let's start it. Now that I've shown Kenzie how to mix the batter in the bowl and get all the flour and the eggs and the water and the oil all mixed together so none of them are separate, soon we're going to put them into cupcake cups. Okay, so Kenzie, are sometimes we tempted to put our fingers in the cake batter and taste the cake batter before it's actually cooked?
Yeah.
So one reason why we can't do that are eggs actually carry a disease called salmonella on the shell of them. and it doesn't get totally knocked out of the cake batter unless it's cooked.
Okay.
And so if you eat cake batter before it's cooked, you risk getting poisoning from this kind of thing called salmonella. So that's why it's important not to eat cake batter or cookie dough or something before it's actually cooked.
Okay.
Okay, so next we're going to actually put the batter into the lined cupcake cups. Okay, Kenz?
Mhm.
So there's a couple different things that we can use to put the batter into the cup. We could actually pour it from the bowl and the entire thing of batter, or we could use one of the another one of these pour things and pour just a little bit of the batter and go through, or we could scoop it one by one in each cup out of the batter and then scoop it into the cupcake cups. So what would you like to use? You can pick any of them.
I just dump it from the bowl.
Want to dump it from the big bowl?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see how that works out. Okay, so now we're going to get pouring. Alright, so here we go. So let's pour the first one. We can't fill it too full because if it's too full when it bakes, it expands and it'll go over the top. Alright, that's good. Okay, so was this one kind of messy? Was it kind of hard to like get the batter back in? Did it kind of go up on the side and see it's kind of fallen?
Yeah.
Let's try a different method and see if it works a little better, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to try the scoop to see if it's a little bit cleaner and doesn't cause a mess, kind of like this. Here, so I'm going to scoop some of that.
Mhm. Is that enough? Or
Yeah, that looks good. We can take some out or put some back in if we need to. Here, should we grab a spoon to scoop it out with?
Is that good?
Let's put a little bit more in there. Here, I'll grab a spoon so we can kind of scoop it. Okay, so we have 2 pans of cupcakes with their liners. So Kenzie's going to work on scooping a pan while I work on scooping a pan. So we'll be working side by side.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have the cupcakes, or the cake batter poured into the cupcake cups. So what do you think our next step is?
Put it in the oven.
Mm-hmm. So we have to check the recipe for how long we need to cook it for. So let's look at all these options. Let's make cupcakes.
19 to 23 minutes.
Perfect. So let's put the cupcakes in. Oven is very hot. Do you want me to put them in or do you want to put one in?
I'll put one in.
All right. Make sure
Do you
not.
put them next to each other or do you put one at the bottom?
Put them right next to each other.
Okay.
Make sure not to touch the bottom of the oven. Good job, sweetie. All right. Now we need to set the timer again since they're in the oven. So, do you remember how to start it?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to timer. And then let's do 19.
Okay.
We'll check them. Oh,
Oops.
yeah, there you go.
That would have been.
One more. All right, and then push timer again and it starts it. Alrighty, good work. Now we just have to wait for them to bake.
Okay.
All right, Kenzie, so what are some reasons why it would be a good idea to know how to make a cake? Like for the future, why would it be good to know how to make a cake? Do you have any ideas?
Well, in the future, people are going to have birthdays in my family, and it might be good to save money and make a cake.
For their birthday?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Do you have any other ideas?
Well, maybe if one of my neighbors got sick, and it would be nice to give them a cake or cupcakes.
That's sweet of you to think. Good ideas. So baking a cake could be good to use for birthday cakes or for neighbors or just any fun cakes. So it's good to know how to make it so you can do it in the future. Okay, so while they're baking, we're going to talk about the different nutritional information that is in a cake. So the ingredients and different things that it does. So can you tell me how many calories are in the cake?
In the mix, there's 160, and when they're cooked and stuff, it's 250.
Yep, for what?
1 through 10 package serving size.
Yeah, so if let's say I make an entire cake and I cut it into 10 pieces, then one of those 10 pieces is 250 calories prepared.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what a serving size is. That's saying like how much of the cake is that many calories. Okay, so how much fat is in the cake mix?
4 grams of fat.
Okay, so do you think fat in a food is a good thing?
In some ways.
That's true, it can be a good thing. But usually, like on a food pyramid, fats are the very top of the pyramid, which means it's the very smallest. And so we should try to limit our fats. So we can have a little bit of cake, but we probably shouldn't eat like an entire cake.
Okay.
You know, because it isn't very good for us. The last thing we're going to look at is the ingredients right down here. So what are the first couple ingredients listed?
Sugar, enriched bleached flour.
And then skip down to this one.
Soybean oil, wheat starch, baking powder.
Okay, that's really good. So those are the first couple ingredients. So what they do on ingredient packages is they list them from the one that was used the most to the one that was used the least. So they're the most thing, like the majority of the cake mix was made out of sugar.
Okay.
Does that sound very healthy?
No.
Yeah, if it's made almost, most of it's made of sugar, that's not very healthy. It also has flour in it, which is good for you, and wheat starch and baking powder. And so a good thing to know about ingredient labels is if you have any allergies, you can always check the label and make sure that something you're allergic to isn't in the thing that you're consuming. So while we're waiting for the cupcakes to bake, Kenzie asked an interesting question about the ingredients label since she was looking at it. So what question did you ask?
Why would they put 40 red dyes in it if it's not red, and only 5 yellow dyes if it's yellow?
So that is a question I don't know. So we should look it up and figure out what dye has to do in a cake. All right, now the cupcakes, the timer has just gone off. And so now we need to figure out if they are ready or not. So can you read right here on the recipe, what does that say? Or actually right here.
When toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean, your cake is done.
Great. So here's a toothpick. And do you want to test the cupcakes? Here.
Sure.
Let me get the camera. All right, go ahead and test them.
Clean.
Clean. So do you think they're done?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, well let's take them out then. Alright, so now we need to frost the cupcakes. We decided that chocolate frosting would go good on
The yellow cakes.
yellow cupcakes. And so Kenzie picked out her sprinkles that she wants to put on top of the frosting after we put it. So you want to grab your sprinkles and show? There's your sprinkles. Okay, so let's go ahead and get frosting here. So what you're going to want to do is get a knife and get a reasonable amount of frosting. Not too much, but not a little teeny bit that it'll take too long, okay? So you want to get just
about like that much?
Yep. And then you can grab a cupcake and put it right on top. I like to put it right in the middle and then spread it around. It makes it easier. It looks like I got a little bit too much frosting, so I'm going to scrape some of it off. You can always scrape it off and put it back in the container.
My frosting's probably not going to be as nice as that.
It's okay. It all goes in your belly anyways. Alright, do you want to sprinkle some sprinkles on?
Sure. I won't do too much though.
Okay, here, we'll set it right here. Great. That looks good. Do you want to frost one now?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
So like this much?
Mm-hmm. So, right in the middle. And then just spread it around. And if you get too much, you can just scoop it back into the frosting container. Okay.
So like that?
Yeah. Yep. All right, let's put some sprinkles on it.
Let's do pink this time.
Pink sprinkles, all right. Great. All right, Kenzie, let's show them our creation.
Okay. Cupcakes. What was it?